Cancer, welcome to your March 2022 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We'll start off with the sound bowl just to tune into the energy. So a nice deep breath in and exhale. All right, Cancer. Let's see what March has in store for you. We're getting 3 piles, your current energies starting the month. Any obstacles, challenges, anything unseen, and then the outcome. I'll be cutting the deck. Excuse me. All right. We have King of Cups. High Priestess. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. The Hermit. The Chariot. Wow, guys, you've got loads of majors here. Ace of Cups. Hello. Knight of Wands. 3 of Pentacles. The Fool. You guys. Wow. You're starting the month off very solid in your emotional body. Very grounded, very introspective. I feel like, well, you're definitely getting the rewards from your command, your internal command over your water energy, your emotions, your feelings, your fluidity, also the mind space, also the soul searching space. Taking the time, allowing yourself the time, the integrity, the self-respect to get yourself in a very balanced state of mind and power. I feel like you're in an extremely strong position in the whole of March. But it feels to me, we've got so many major arcanas. Now, major arcanas are, the way to think of them compared to minors is major arcanas are like predestined currents of energy that come into our life. And they may take the form of many different things as we experience them. But that current of energy is part of a cycle, and we're exploring that and we're working with that. Okay, and then the minors are the day-to-day temporary things that we can change if we have an awareness of it, if we understand the positive lessons behind it. But you've got a lot of majors here, which means that this is big for you. It feels like a very profound month for you, where things are starting to really take shape. And I know that's going to be the case because you are in a very solid, you very sounded, very grounded, solid position. And when I say solid, it's movable, it's changeable, but I feel like it's solid in that, so that you're able to shift and turn with the winds almost. And what it does is it eventually enables you to move from excitement with this Knight of Wands. Move from that power energy, that source that you've created yourself. What's unseen to you is that you can be intuitively very, very powerful this time. And you're going to now be ready to charge forward, maybe make a move, a physical move. And it's fast and it's exciting and it's in power. I feel this is a very empowering reading. And there may be an element where you have to, before you charge forward, or you may charge forward and then you need to go back on something quickly and work on it. But it feels also like you might be charging forward with working in some sort of sense of community or humanitarian project or something like that, something that is serving humanity. I feel like this is like the greater good reading. And as a result of all the internal work that you're doing and all the external work that you are giving yourself service to, you're being rewarded by spirit with the Wheel of Fortune. And what that brings is a new passion, a new excitement. Ace of Cups can be brand new love, but it could be something that just fills your heart, a new idea that fills your heart with so much joy that you're bursting at the seams almost. Okay. With the Fool, it's about a leap of faith, a new adventure in your life, a new venture, a new way of being, and coming from a very inner child perspective, being very enthusiastic. And even though it's at the beginning of the major arcana, he would have gone through the cycles of the whole major arcanas in the past. You wouldn't be able to reach this point in such a strong position unless you've done this work. So you are 100% being rewarded this month for basically taking responsibility of your emotional world, taking responsibility for your headspace, taking responsibility for where you decide and choose to put your energy, is taking responsibility for your belief systems, and maybe even reprogramming that within yourself. So it's an extremely powerful month for you. I applaud you, and I know that this isn't easy. So whatever you've done, you've worked very, very hard. So I am very impressed. Okay, let us clarify. So I will be cutting the deck again, and we'll take this just a little bit deeper, because this does seem very fluid. It seems I'm not being very specific because of all these major arcanas, and it's the minor arcanas that really give us the finer details, and it's the major arcanas that really give us the kind of the theme work, the overview. You're definitely going to be ready to start something by the end of the month for sure. But I do feel the Wheel of Fortune is that gift from spirit, basically saying you've done the hard work. Now we're basically showering you with gifts and open pathways, taking the obstacles away. Only obstacle I see is maybe having to go back over something and rework something. But a lot of, sorry, again, these cards are very slippery all of a sudden. I've done 3 readings and they were fine, and now with this reading, I mean, obviously it could just be me, but look at that. I mean, it's wanting to go nuts. Spirit, I'll be cutting the deck. Cutting the deck, all right? I don't need jumpers. Thank you. Right. King of Cups, 10 of Wands, which also jumped out. 8 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Temperance. Okay, King of Swords, Death, Knight of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. All right, so yes, it's just confirming what I said. So the King of Cups, that energy, that solid, grounded mastery of your emotions, mastery of your mind, has you've worked really hard at it. That's why we've got the 10 of Wands over here. You've completed that cycle. Okay, that internal knowledge of that, in terms of why you might be tripped up a couple of times. It feels like you still know that you've done the work, right? With the Hermit and the 3 of Wands, you're at that stage of really trying to discover within yourself, within your soul, and your kind of almost life mission. Where do I put my energies next? what's the next step? Because you've got 2 rods firmly in the ground, okay, which means something that you've started, that you're sort of on the journey on, in the beginning stages, but now you've reached that point of where you can breathe more creativity into it, start to get really kind of decorative with it, meaning that you've it's solid and feels like to do with the work environment here. But now it's like, okay, well, where do I want to stretch myself? So where do I want to expand and invoke more creativity? And I'm kind of feeling that sense of thinking outside the box feeling. So for example, even if you work in a company or you own your own business, or even if you don't, even if you just sort of work from home and or not, you know, you're like a housewife or house husband, it still feels like the whatever ideas or projects that you've made a start on, you're reaching that point of trying to suss out, how do I do things in a totally new way, like it's not been done before? How do I'm almost getting like juxtapose different concepts together to make whatever I'm doing as unique and unseen as possible. And then as you charge forward, we've got the death card, meaning that excitement of charging forward is it's actually a major transformation. You haven't done it like this before. It's a big change for you. Okay, and again, it feels work related. So whatever you've been involved in as it pertains to the daily stuff that you do, that you put your physical energy, your motivation behind, and you see results. And in the seeing of the results, you either get the personal reward or the financial reward from it. Okay, it's anything to do with that. You've done the work, and now you are ready to embark on a new journey, but there's been a huge transformation because it feels like you've changed the game somehow. You have breathed new life into something that perhaps was a process or an idea or kind of thing to do in the past, and now you've breathed a freshness to it. Rehabilitation, I don't know why I'm saying that word, but it's in a new sense, in a very creative, thinking outside the box sense. With the High Priestess here, you're getting the sense, you're picking up on the sense that there is something ahead of you that is waiting for you, and you don't quite know what it is. You can't quite put your finger on it just yet, but you know there's something on the horizon that is better for you than what you've currently got. Because with the Eight of Cups, he walks away from investments, emotional investments, physical investments, financial investments, energetic investments. He walks away from it because even though it was good and well when he was in it, he knows that there is more on the horizon awaiting him. So I do feel like you're picking up on that, like, I feel like in order for me to embrace that new start, which you don't see coming yet, but which is starting to come, it feels like you're sensing, I need to close off some business here. I need to tie off some loose ends because I'm sensing that I'm going to be moving on to a brighter future, on a brighter horizon. And so you're picking up on this intuitively, okay? And as you do so, you're feeling the sort of the energy, you're feeling the pull, almost the calling to now make that charge ahead with these thinking outside the box, with anything that's to do with, I would say, work related, anything that basically invokes your passion, let's put it that way. But with it being clarified with the Temperance card, and the Temperance is also a major arcana, it is saying you've got that energy behind you, you've got that momentum behind you, but you don't have to rush. Okay, it's all about balance. So don't forget the balance that you learned about in the beginning of the month, the balance that you created and commanded within yourself. Work with the energies, but you can charge forward, but it doesn't have to be with haste. Okay, because you've got something that you still need to finish up, and it feels like it's like the Knight of Pentacles is a detail-orientated action, which is basically, you know, making sure all your documents are in order, making sure your paperwork is in order, making sure that all your chores are done, all the kind of boring nitty-gritty stuff that needs to be looked at before you can really kind of propel forward. So even though you're sensing that there is something on the horizon just waiting for you, which it is, okay, and you're wanting to kind of just jump on that train, it's saying you can take the next train, because between now and the next train, if you just allow yourself just to spend, you know, a couple of weeks just dealing with these things, just to close them all off, then you're going to stand in better stead. And yes, it might be a little bit laborious and a bit boring, but it is encouraging you to do so. Okay, now the Wheel of Fortune is a gift, as I said, coming from Spirit. Okay, that fourth cup being offered by Spirit, because you've learned to ground yourself and become solid and take command of your belief systems, your mind, your body, your emotions, all of that. You've done that through an element of accepting and surrendering to what is in your life and making it work for you, and finding the joy in the small things and in anything that's going to enable you to have that sense of inner peace, because this is what this feels like. Okay, so with the Three of Cups being there, you're kind of good with how things are, but then, and that's what allowed you to do that, but then the universe says, okay, well, if you're good with that, we'll just give you more, because you're looking at, you can see the beauty in small things, or in nature, or in a stranger's smile. You're seeing all the beauty, so now we're going to totally reward you and offer you a fourth cup of love, which is this Ace of Cups that's coming forward for you. So this Ace of Cups, it could be, if it's romantic, which it could very well be, okay, because it's an Ace of Cups, which is new love. It could be coming from like an air sign, or someone who is very strategic. I wonder why that came out. Strategic, very detail orientated as well, very, maybe even like an authoritative figure, someone who has got an element of status to him, someone who is quite academic or well read, that sort of person. That would be the kind of person that you would be that would be coming forward for you if this was in a romantic setting. For others of you, this is something where some sort of legal or authoritative representation or organization is giving you a cup of love. And the giving of a cup of love is something that transforms into that. So either it's a payout, it's say for example, you applied for planning permission to build a property, and you get that, and it invokes this new love. So that's the energy I'm getting. So for some of you, it's going to be a romantic offer, a new beginning with someone of those sorts of characteristics. And for others of you, it's going to be amazing news that's coming forward that is going to enable you to, it's going to fill your heart up with excitement and joy in taking that fourth cup there. And now you're ready to start a new adventure. Now you're ready to sow your seeds for the future, because you arrive at the full position, not only because you've done the work, okay, you've sown the seeds, but now you're reaping the harvest. But this card also tells you that when you are ready to take home the harvest, it's also important to remember that the seasons change, and it's important to remember to plant new seeds for the future season, for the next season. So you keep things ticking over, very working with the flow, working with the seasons, working with the winds of change. All right. So it is really a wonderful, wonderful time for you, Cancer. And you deserve all of this good fortune because you have learned to be good with you. You've learned to be self-assured with your head space, with your emotional space, with your environmental space. You have found a sense of equilibrium and your own inner peace with all that, and that enables this wonderful new start for you. Okay, it's really, really nice. I'm going to end off with an oracle card. Okay, can we get an oracle card please for Cancer for the highest good for March 2022? I'll cut the deck. That flipped over. So we'll take it. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. So I know that you've done the work and that's good, but you don't have to even, now it's time to play with the energies. Now it's time to just observe the synchronicities that naturally unfold in your life, because it's all happening. You've done the work. You've done the work. So you just keep facing where your sense of inner peace lies and where your sense of love and joy and excitement lies. It's really nice. So if you find yourself particularly in this space where you feel like you need to move forward and thrust forward and like, oh God, I still got to do this, I still got to do this, right? That may be the thing that propels you into this analytical mind, but I don't see it as a major thing. What it's telling you is you've done the work. Just keep doing what you're doing, okay? Don't overdo anything, because what you're doing is you're working with least resistance in the world, okay? The more we resist, the longer things take, and it's just like an upward battle. And you start the month in that really kind of just going with the flow. And if you continue to do that, continue to do as you are, you're good. So that's all I have for you, Cancer. I hope it resonated, and I'll see you next month. Take care. Bye.